I'm Kaitlyn Wolfe, owner and principal designer of ICONC by Kaitlyn Wolfe, and I'm a Gold List honoree for our Neutral Territory project for Luxe magazine. We're here because what we call our Mountain Shadows project was featured in Luxe magazine. We are a design build firm in Scottsdale, Arizona. I knew that I always wanted to be an interior designer. I always wanted to be a business owner. Got my MBA and worked for a design and architecture firm. I also worked for a general contractor doing high-end remodels, and I decided to start my own design build firm. So we're a design firm and a general contractor. And what sets us apart is being able to be a part of that process from start to finish. Having that knowledge of the build of the construction side really helps us design the best that we can and be the most value to the team entirely. So we call it our Mountain Shadows project. We actually got the project in September of 2019. I remember the day that the client called me. She was interviewing a few different designers. At the time, I had a really small team. It's both of their second marriages, so they were both just ready to kind of start a new life together, create a new life together with this home. And so she was really looking for somebody that would be that asset for them throughout the entire project. And she was mostly nervous that they had different styles from each other. I was there really just honestly putting her at ease in our first conversation, and she kind of knew at that moment that we were meant to work together. So the wife had a background in mid-century modern, so she had a lot of classic pieces. She really liked minimal lines and lighting, and the husband had a lot more of a traditional kind of Tuscan vibe to his last home, and so she was nervous about how they were going to be able to make decisions together. But really what we focused on was bringing in that rich texture and natural woods for the husband, and then for the wife we just focused on really clean lines and minimal furniture pieces, so kind of bringing that cozy modern feel to the whole home. We had to create the vision for them because I don't think she could see it herself. I think she was super nervous about it. If somebody does have a strong style, as long as I feel aligned with it, I feel like we can collaborate really well. And I think at the end of the day, the client always needs to be open because we're the professional, so it's really good to get inspiration from the client if they have a lot of desires in terms of color palette, or just maybe they have a lot of art or furniture that they've owned previously that they want to incorporate. I think as long as the client still remains open and it feels like a collaboration, that's super fun. And so I think it was just creating like a really calming space that not only they can be in, but their friends can be in. They have a big family, so grandkids that would visit, they also wanted it to be, kid-friendly in that aspect. Really just bringing that texture, the warm tones to make it feel very calming. We brought in a lot of LEDs so that it's super soft, and then when you're entertaining, you can kind of have some low lighting. We did a lot of performance fabrics on the furniture, and then just really creating an indoor-outdoor feel from the great room to their back patio, which is on a golf course. We really pulled a lot of color tones and textures from the mountains. We actually incorporated a lot of custom pieces, which was really nice. The entry light was custom, made locally by a lighting shop in Arizona. All the cabinetry was made in Indianapolis by our own custom cabinet line, Sift Collective. The exterior, for example, we did a tile facade, and it really emulates like a rusted steel, so it's got like an orange tone to it. Driving up to their home during sunset, their home almost blends in with the mountains. It's just so pretty, and most of the homes there are in their neighborhood, the newer ones are all black and white because everybody's doing black and white. And so for them, they really wanted something different, and I think that was a big component just initially, was that exterior material. And then we brought in that material in the home too, so bringing in kind of like some of that terracotta and bringing in a little bit of that desert Southwest, but still keeping it super clean and contemporary. I love layering texture and color and making it feel intentional and not too busy, and it still feels calm. I just look at a space and I think about how each material balances the next material. So if your floors and your cabinets are your main materials in the space, then I think about, okay, your wall tile, how does it work with those two? So just making sure nothing in each space competes with one another, and making sure that there's something in the room that becomes the focal point. It allows your eye to just naturally flow through the space, and so you're not too distracted by too many materials. We've changed so much in just the last few years that I know the next few years there's going to be a lot more change. We just moved into a new 5,000 square foot studio. We're continuing to grow not only the design side, but the construction side too, and diving into product lines as well. So maybe one day we'll have our own coffee shop, our own coffee table book, and those are just some of our goals. This was actually the first ground-up custom home that I ever designed in my own portfolio, which was amazing. I think it was just like a labor of love, and the whole team worked super well together. This was that first opportunity to show what we could do from the ground up. Just knowing that, and knowing that it got published and our clients are so happy, this project will always be special.